you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I just got caught up in a fucking 2-hour bitching session with a comic from Melbourne, and it was good. It was delicious. God, I miss whining about comedy. I always say the best thing about doing stand-up comedy is getting that new joke and getting that new joke to work. It's the best fucking feeling, but it could be the second best feeling behind shitting on other comedians that you don't like, which is most of them. But fuck, I've missed whining about stand-up comedy, especially Melbourne stand-up comedy. It is the worst. The Melbourne comedy scene is just a bunch of alternative kids playing make-believe to each other. That's it. It should not be called comedy. And it's not even really a scene. There's one club in Melbourne and the rest of it is bar gigs. And I was speaking to my mate and he's like, I don't know if I can keep doing pub gigs, man. I don't know if I can see myself in 20 years entertaining fat middle-class white people in the back of pubs. I don't know if I've got that in me. And I'm like, I hear you, brother. I don't know if I've got that in me either. It would be different if you're in actual comedy clubs doing that. A purpose-built venue. A venue built for fucking comedy. With a stage and some lights and a microphone stand. That's all you need, really. But doing it in a pub next to the pinball machine and the fucking pool table every fucking night to people that do not give a fuck about comedy, it starts to grind you down. At least in England and the US, there's fucking clubs. It's probably still as depressing, but at least you got a fucking shot. It has not made me enthusiastic about going back to Australia. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know how I'm going to migrate to the US or England or even Canada. Canada's probably looking more likely than anything if I can go anywhere. And that's because my wife will apply for a visa and I'll get in through the back door. The old sneak in through the back door. Mr. Boyle, do you have a criminal record? No, I don't. Don't look into it either. Just trust me on that one. And then once you're in Canada, can't you just walk across the border to the US? Can't I just become an illegal alien? Because they're not looking at the Canadian border, are they? All the attention's on the Mexican border. There's probably only one fucking Mountie guarding that whole border. And then once I'm in the US as an illegal alien, no one's going to stop me. No one's going to check my papers. I can just stroll into the US and take advantage of the white privilege the white people of the USA have fought for so long. I'm not too sure what my wife and kids are going to do. They're not strong swimmers, so when we jump into Niagara, it's every man for themselves. But the US is fucked as well. Canada's fucked. England's fucked. Everywhere's fucked. There is nowhere that isn't bleak at the moment. India's fucked. There's going to be some real trouble here over the next few years. It's going to get fucking bleak here. I just want to get a couple of years in of telling jokes to people in actual real comedy clubs. Just 2 or 3 years of doing that will be fine for me. I just want to get a few years of that in before the real apocalypse starts. Before we start eating each other in the street, I just want to tell a few gags on a stage that was built for comedy and isn't just a bit of plywood on 4 milk crates. I just want to have that experience in life. I'm going to start going out to gigs again next week. I need to do my first gig since I've been in India. This is ridiculous. I need to knock that rust off, but the gigs that I've heard are happening at the moment don't sound very excited. There was that gig the other night that I didn't end up going to at the open micer's dead parents' house. The comic never got back to me with the address all the time, and I wasn't going out of my way to ask for it either. But I need to get out there and start telling some fucking jokes again. I need to start developing a new Indian set as well, because most of my jokes about India were like, there's too many people here, you need a lot of people to die here. And a lot of people have died, and I don't know if it's going to go down well. I'll still try it. I'm still going to do the COVID was probably a good thing for India joke, but I'm not too sure how well it's going to go down. I need to start contacting some of these Indian comedians as well. And it's going to be fucking awkward because I've been here like 4 or 5 months now. And they're all on my Instagram and they've all been looking at my shit. So they know I'm in India. I just haven't made contact with any of them. I've made contact with a couple, but there's still like 6 or 7 of them that I haven't even spoken to at all. So I need to get onto that, but that's going to come across as, hey, when there was no comedy on, there was no need for me to speak to you. Now that comedy's back on, do you want to be best mates? And I'm going to have to start driving to gigs too, and most of the gigs are on the other side of town, which is like a 45-minute drive, if you're fucking lucky. But it's probably better for me driving at night here because the police can't look into the window as clearly and see that I'm a whitey and just pull me over. But if the police pull me over, I'm just gunning it. I don't give a shit. I'll just say I didn't see ya. I was watching some of my old comedy today just to remind myself that I have made people laugh before. Just to build a little bit of fucking confidence. And boy, watching those old sets were rough. I was a fat fuck. I thought I was hiding how fat I was pretty well. But Jesus Christ. It's hard looking at myself. I've lost so much fucking weight. I didn't realize how actually fat I was. Because you always delude yourself. You think you're a lot slimmer than you are. But there is no denying I was a fat fuck. It was gross. I look fucking disgusting. Anyway, I better go write some jokes because I'm definitely starting comedy again next week. I don't care where it is. If I have to do it in the fucking COVID ward, I'm finding a crowd and I'm going to do some fucking stand-up next week. Anyway, that's it for tonight, and I'll see ya the fuck later.